Hey, what's up? It's Rashad. Antonio. We are back. The MCU Collective, Agatha all along, episode number 6. Familiar by thy side. All spoilers. Gotta talk about the thing to talk about the thing, man. And hmm, shout out to Threads. Cause right after the show was over, I got on Threads and was like, let me just pose a quick question because a couple questions. Because I feel like, the people are up. And they were. And that thread has over 6,000 views, about
Let's go.
30 responses. And I learned a lot by posing these 3 questions. So my first question
Okay.
was, do you like how they included the other wishes in the comeback? I'm sorry, I meant to say in the callback. I wrote comeback. I'm so stupid.
Uh
All right, number 2,
huh.
it was like 10:30. what's Lilia's what's Lilia's outburst of the tower reverse going to mean? And then also not a question, but Agatha holding that man hostage and making him kill Spark as well. Yeah, so yeah. I just want to remind everybody that Agatha is trash, man. Like they're not making this character redeemable. It's just that we like Catherine Hahn. That's it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like Agatha's trash. All right, so this is essentially the flashback origin story for the teen, aka Billy Kaplan.
William.
William, one
William.
one William Kaplan, you know what I'm saying?
Billy Mac, aka Billy Maximoff.
AKA Billy Maximoff, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No Billy Ramore. Prefer you call me William Maximoff. But
Right.
but yeah, so this was like I like this episode a lot.
Yeah.
It definitely showed a couple of things that a lot of people have been speculating and theorizing, answer those
Uh-huh.
questions
Yeah.
very cleanly to me. And
Yes.
also it still leaves a lot like this is Tony, I can't lie. Just good television. You know what I'm saying? This is how television
Yeah.
is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Yeah.
have decent cliffhangers, we
Mm-hmm.
resolve some questions, we go through the
Mm-hmm.
situations, new things arise, things get answered. Like it's just been like this is a very solid. Now that we have a showrunner
Yeah.
and a show Bible,
Mm-hmm.
we have a clear what direction and path. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So
This is very good weekly episodic
yeah,
television.
yeah. This
Mm-hmm.
this is this is the essence of what this is supposed to be. This gives me great hopes for Daredevil next year.
Yeah.
Great hopes for
Because
Daredevil.
we know how amazing Netflix Daredevil was.
Yeah, I can't mess that up. I
You
mean, man,
can't
I'm
mess
I'm a
this up.
I'm gonna be mad. Anyway,
Yeah.
this
Mm-hmm.
right here, I just want to talk about a couple of things. One, I'm very was very intrigued that they actually included the fact that he was Jewish, right? Going
Mm-hmm.
through his bar mitzvah definitely gives us the
Mm-hmm.
time frame. This was 3 years ago. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
bar mitzvah is at the age of 13, little rite of
Right
passage,
path. Mm-hmm.
and whole
They had the hop. They
ceremony.
had the hop. They had the Hava Nagila going on in the
Yeah, yeah,
background
yeah,
and
yeah. You
everything.
know what I'm saying? Baruch and all that good
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And I'm like, okay. And also the what's what I'm looking for here? The dichotomy of the religious and the somewhat secular slash satanic and how those things mesh sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because they had the bar mitzvah at the
Mm-hmm.
party. Of course, there's a
Mm-hmm.
party afterwards. He's over here dancing up with his friends. All
Mm-hmm.
his other Jewish friends are there. Has some black has some Hebrew
Black
Israelites
Jews.
in there. I'm just
Read in the book. Let me stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I saw it's the first thing I thought of too, Rashad.
we're
I
the
said,
we're the
oh,
true Jews. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
right.
so
Read in the book. Let me stop. I'm sorry.
what do you think Jesus said? I'm sorry. Anyway, so they have a whole setup so you can get like your car read, I mean your palm read or whatever, it's a tarot card reader, Bazi, so
Mm-hmm.
forth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a homegirl, Lilia. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it reminded me that this is a very small, like square mileage because it's
Mm-hmm.
Westview, Eastview is 3 miles the other way.
Mm-hmm.
and they all kind of, it's like two dueling towns with two very poor names. So
Mm-hmm.
she's in there doing her thing, and she has
Mm-hmm.
this whole, blah 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 blah. Reese's palm was like, oh snap. Lights flicker. He starts to trip, like what is going on in here? And then she starts to actually says, look, you're on a different, essentially you're on a different path.
Yes, she said
Um,
like his lifeline on his palm
yeah, or has
is
split.
split, has split. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And she was like, what does that mean? He's like, man, you becoming a man.
Yeah. You becoming a man. You splitting off from a boy over to a man, to a
hmm
man. Uh-huh.
This is what they call it in TV and film. You know what I'm saying? This is your oh my God, y'all. And I hate this trope too. It's your coming of
Boy
age
girl.
story, sir.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah, coming. Yeah.
saying? So and he's like, he's trying to joke with her. You know what I'm saying? They had his like little back and forth, and then he's like, hey man, I'm thoroughly creeped out. I'm about to go back to my party. And
Mm-hmm.
then she grabs like a domino. I don't know, she was playing dominoes in the back or whatever, and and starts to paint a little sigil on the joint. I said, oh, I
Mm-hmm.
like how y'all did that. So
Mm-hmm.
Lilia was the one who gave him the sigil. So
Mm-hmm.
in her not telling him about his actual future, she
Mm-hmm.
legit saw all of this. And also
Mm-hmm.
when she was reading his palm, she said something about the reverse tower, like I said, and when I asked on
Mm-hmm.
threads. And from what I've gathered today, the reverse
Mm-hmm.
tower essentially means a path that you can control,
Mm-hmm.
and it's controlled by everything that's around you. You just have to kind of go through it. It's like you it's a path that you can't control. I'm like, okay, that makes
Right.
sense because that's definitely the
Almost
the
almost
road.
like an absolute point. If you
That is true. That's a good
mm,
connection. On the fly. We really be doing this. But yeah,
yeah.
so that's kind of what that means. And if you look at it, that kind of represents the road itself. Also, the
Mm-hmm.
diverging point is leading us to talk about next, because she puts the sigil in his jacket pocket and she's like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, somebody left this in the room. And the lady says, who? She was like, I don't know. Because
One of
that's the
these
whole,
kids.
yeah, one of his ragged kids came in here, and that's the whole point of the whole sigil, is the fact that
Yeah.
you, as the person who cast it, don't know you cast
Mm-hmm.
it. So
Mm-hmm.
she was legit protecting him
Mm-hmm.
from what was to come next. And that
Mm-hmm.
is so interesting because the diverging roads is essentially them riding back home. I love a good callback. We see the hex kind of
Mm-hmm.
pushing,
Yeah,
and
because
of course
they stopped the
the
party
party
because they
said,
said
hey, 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 we gotta get the
something's
hell out
going
of
on over
here.
at West. There's something going on with West. They said
the
everybody go directly home. Something going on with Westview with that little
the
red bubble thing they got
anomaly,
going
you
on.
know what I'm saying?
Anomaly. Yeah.
So mom's is driving, and I'm guessing ain't nobody paying attention on the road because
Mm-hmm.
she was on the right side of the road. The truck hit
Mm-hmm.
her, about to hit her head on. She
Yeah.
veers off and hits a
What was it?
tree.
Because I'm trying to see what they noticed that
The
the
hex was
bubble
getting,
was
yeah,
shrinking,
getting
small
smaller.
was starting to shrink. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why. And she and they didn't just hit a tree; they slapped the hell out that damn tree
yeah, right on Billy's side. Just on
on Billy's
he
side.
he bore the grunt of the impacts, and
Uh,
you can hear like
the heartbeat.
chaos, heartbeat going away, and then you hear no heartbeat. Then was something he gets a wakes back
Mm-hmm.
up, and who does
Mm-hmm.
he yell?
Tommy,
Yells for Tommy, and I'm like, oh snap! I
I
I
said,
like I like how y'all did
yeah,
that. That
right.
was that was retroactive continuity
Mm-hmm.
on a decent level.
So let's just explain what happened for some people that may be still confused, and you watch this and you're like, what the hell happened here? So when the car accident happened, William Kaplan died. That's
Yeah.
why the heartbeat was slowing down, slowing down, slowing down, and it stopped. William Kaplan died. At the point of him dying, I believe in WandaVision, that during while WandaVision is going on, that is when Wanda was starting to turn the hex off, and go back to normal. And that's when she kissed her sons. And if you go back and watch WandaVision at the finale episode, and she kissed her boys and said, "I love you, I've always loved you," and they started disappearing. Once William Kaplan died, Billy's soul, they ain't want to die. And pretty much probably Tommy's soul too. And at that same moment, Billy's soul hopped into William Kaplan's body. And when he came to and was looking around and they know who nothing was, and they were saying, oh, he had amnesia. No, he didn't have amnesia. William Kaplan's dead. Now Billy soul entered the body. So that's how he was able to be reborn, as I'm saying, how Billy Maximoff has been able to be formed. And then Billy, of course, Billy is short for William or whatever. So yeah, that's what happened. And then you see him going to the hospital. He's looking around like, what the hell is going on? He don't know nobody for real. And he is, as our parents used to say, faking the funk real hard, saying real hard with what's going on. And then and even the parents know, like, hey, something is not right with our kid. And they think, and they're talking, they're thinking this, and they're making, I love the nonverbal eye contact that the parents are having. Like, the parents can't read each other's mind, but their eye contact and their body motion is basically speaking for each other, but they're thinking it in their mind, and Billy hears them what they're thinking. And he is like, tell them like, hey, y'all, please don't fight. And they're like, hey, what you talking about? Hey, we good over here. We good over here. Just like, look here, kid, you stay here one more night, hey, then you get to come home. Everything seems to be normal. And it was like, you got amnesia, it should, eventually
go on his own.
Go on its own. They get to the house. Billy is looking like, what the hell is this? And then the telltale to let really the parents even know that something is up. And that normally happens in most movies like this, when body switches and stuff. The dog is freaking out.
Yeah.
The dog is barking at Billy, like, yo, who's man? Who is these niggas? That's what he actually. That's what he said. Shout out Tommy Davis. That dog was barking, going crazy. They was like, relax, yo, whatever. And so Billy finally says, hey, let me go upstairs to my room by myself just to collect my thoughts. And I'm pretty sure everything's going to come back. I'll make dinner tonight. He goes up in that room and he's looking around and he's realizing, what happened. And he's realizing, oh, snap, this is my body now. I'm inside this kid who's dead, but I want to know where my brother is, So he basically fakes the funk. And then we get a time jump, Rashad. What? 3 years later.
3 years later. And then kind of, and the cool, I love how it essentially leads us to the events of episodes 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. First we see him, what came first? Because I don't even remember.
He's on a date.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was, yeah. So he's on a date, his little boyfriend. And he, of course, I'm not sure you said it or not, but Billy essentially has telepathy. So the people that are close to him, he can kind of read and feel their thoughts. So he was reading and feeling his boy's thoughts, like, yo, this bastard's about to say he loves me. And he was like, it kind of makes him a little bit awkward, because Warfin is trying to be smooth with it, but even deep down inside, he real nervous. You know what I'm saying? You know how that feeling is. You try to play something off on side, but inside, you give me butterflies inside. Nah. So that whole thing happens. They end up kissing, and he goes in the house, and everybody's happy.
Mm-hmm.
And after this,
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
he tells it. Remember,
Oh yeah.
Billy,
Go ahead, because like I
Billy.
don't that whole part I forgot the beginning
Okay,
of that.
so Billy starts to talk to his boyfriend,
Oh
and
yeah,
he's
and then they
telling
go
him
upstairs and he explains everything. Okay, I remember
right,
that. I'm
and he
sorry.
tells him like, "Hey, I love you too, but some things need to tell about you. Yes, I'm William Kaplan, but I'm not really William Kaplan. You know, the thing that happened at Westview." And he was like, "Yeah, whatever." He's like, "Yeah, that involves me." Type stuff. And he's like, "What?" And then he's just trying to explain it to him in a weird way. And he was like, "You think I'm weird?" He was like, "No weirder than what I always thought." He was like, "Well, follow me." So they go upstairs, and he has like he has a dache attache like setup of everything that he has studied over the last 3 years about the Westview hex. And he talks about it all. And he says this, like, people who are in Westview don't talk about what happened. Saying they refuse to talk about what happened. And I was trying to get an interview. He says, I got somebody to meet me. And he's like, who? He's like, yeah, some guy. He won't tell me his name. We're gonna meet in a garage where there's nobody else. And the boyfriend's like, and by the way, his boyfriend is black. His black guy's like, yeah, that don't sound good. His black sense kicked in. Yeah, that don't sound too good, but whatever. I'll go with you with it. So they go to this garage, secluded garage, to talk, and the guy's going to talk to him. And they roll up on the guy. The guy's hooded up, and hat down low. And who do we see, Rashad? We see old
Ralph
Ralph Boner.
Boner. And it was
Ralph Boner.
when I saw it, I was like, is that really
Quicksilver.
yeah, but like is who played Ralph Boner?
The,
What's, what's the dude's name, y'all? Hold on, I'm about to find out because like is that what you
Evan
call it?
Peters.
Yeah, is that
Evan
I was like,
Peters.
is that really Evan Peters? And then I look close, I was like, nah, it can't be Evan Peters. Because I saw this at 5 o'clock in the morning. But then after that, I said, oh yeah, that he really got Evan Peters to come back and do this. You know what I'm
And if
saying?
y'all
Like
know, Evan Peters was Quicksilver in Fox's X-Men franchise. And when they did WandaVision, he was kind of like the big, kind of like, what did he say, Rashad?
mid-season
Like
reveal.
mid-season reveal that he came back as Quicksilver in WandaVision. And the thing was, oh my God, Wanda has recasted, what I'm saying, Pietro or whatnot. But then we come to find out that she really it's not really thing. It's just basically a guy named Ralph Boner that she basically like messed with when she hypnotized the whole town, and he believed that he was her, Scarlet Witch's brother. So he's talking to them, and he's like, look, I'm talking to you, but nobody don't talk too loud. You ain't you. He's like paranoid. He's straight up like conspiracy theorist. I'm surprised he didn't have an aluminum foil head on.
He
You know what I'm
was he
saying?
was he was spraying them with witch repellent.
Yeah, witch repellent and everything. And he basically goes on to say like, what happened in it. And then like, Billy is reading his mind the whole time, and the whole time dude's like saying, don't ask about Agatha, don't ask about Agatha. And then he says, so who's Agatha? This is God. Like, yeah, Wanda was the one that did this, but Agatha's the one that kind of pushed her to do this and blah blah blah. She helped me capture. She made me kill the dog, and he's just like rambling and going on
Yo,
and on,
he
and he's
said
like,
she made me kill the dog. No, he said she made me her husband. That was one.
mm,
Didn't know that.
mm-hmm,
She said she took over my home, brought the property
mm-hmm.
value down. Like this character is funny as hell. Brought the property
Yeah,
value
he
down,
is.
made me basically made me her husband. Like I didn't want to be
Mm-hmm,
her husband. So the cool thing
mm-hmm,
about this is that even though she was in the hex,
mm-hmm,
Agatha was able to control people inside of the hex as well.
mm-hmm,
Because
mm-hmm,
he was the one behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, killed the dog,
mm-hmm,
held our homie Monica Rambeau, hostage in the attic. That's the woman in the attic.
He was the dude that was like in the suit too, won't he? Like the beekeeper suit or whatever. Or was
no, that wasn't him.
No, that was one of
That wasn't him.
the shield people, whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry.
But did you notice we saw the shot of that street at night when they was in the car?
Yes.
Yeah, same shot. So yeah.
Yeah.
So he was essentially telling them like, look, I know Wanda is trash, but Agatha the one I hate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she ruined my life.
Evil. Yeah.
She ruined my life.
He said, I ain't been back to Westview since the hex is over. He said he said she's there just roaming around, and then Billy, she's still there. He's like, yeah, stay the hell away from her, dude. Like,
he was like,
please.
He said
stay the hell away
under some sort of spell or whatever. He was like, so that means she's harmless? He said, look, I didn't say that. I advise y'all to do that. And he was like, look, like he said, I ain't never going back. This bastard said, I left my Blu-ray DVDs. She can keep my Bowflex.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how messed up in the head Agatha had this man or whatever. With, like, he said she could keep my Blu-ray. She says, I left my Blu-ray DVDs. She can keep the Bowflex. I'm out. And then he was like, hey, come see me. He says, I'm struggling. I got to show him Paramus. I was like, what? Because I think he's like a comedian or something like that.
He said, hey, so how you want to, because before he was like, well, it's going to cost you extra for this information about Agatha. He's like, man, we'll pay you or whatever. He said, what you want? So how we gonna do this? Want to get y'all give you the money, or y'all gonna I can give y'all some tickets to my show? Yeah. I was like, yo, this man is essentially on a run, because remember he's still from the federal government, but he also has a probably like a one-man show.
And if I recall, he did kind of go on the run at the end of. But what I think he was in the back of the ambulance handcuffed, and he got out and
because then there was I think it was a deleted scene where we see him cut his ankle bracelet off and leave. So he's definitely technically still on the run unless they forgot about him. But nah, Ralph Boner, man, popping up in this episode was very unexpected. But again, Evan Peters, shout out to him for actually coming back and doing this quick cameo because he ain't had to do this at all. And then we kind of go funny. This right here was so funny. When we go back, he's like, all right, Tommy makes Billy makes the connection. Like, all right, I gotta go find Agatha. Goes online, saying, figures it out where she's at and all that good stuff. Boom, gets into Westview. Gets to Westview. And then we see this scene where he breaks into her house. When I mean Agatha is bat crazy in her home, she was supposed to be talking to herself and
Rio.
And Rio's supposed to be talking. Bro, was Rio even there? Did you see Rio?
No, I didn't see Rio at all.
Exactly. She's supposed to have a gun on her. What did she have on her? She had a water hose sprayer. You know what I'm saying? Some rope and some other random items.
Also, remember, in that second episode, she made it seem like she took him to the police station. She was in her house.
She took that bastard upstairs
the whole time, because you still see the picture hanging on the wall. Yeah, remember that's when he was looking at the picture and everything. All that we saw in that second episode or whatever was in her own head or whatnot. And it was funny as hell. And then even when he was trying to break the curse, said everything like that, she was just like, stop that. And then she duct taped. That's how he ended up in the closet. That's how she duct taped him, tied him up, and put him in the closet. And then you see what, Rashad, you cut to when, saying she came out of her spell. She pulled him out the closet, trying to figure out who he is, and asked him what his name is. The sigil popped up or whatnot. And then we get to the present time.
Hey, real quick though, I just want to talk about the fake chase scene, because in episode 2,
They made it seem like
this was so dramatic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she effortlessly like jumped out the house and jumped out. And this joint, like they both were struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like he was holding on, basically had not even like a foot between him and the ground. And he still fell.
Yeah.
And she fell to the other side, fell on the rose, like the flower bed, and fell on the ground. He's running.
My personal favorite, running through the alley when we saw episode 2. Mrs. Hart like hit him with the car to stop him. This one, she just basically stopped the car, opened up the car door, and she couldn't go no more. And that's how saying got, man. It was
like it was
it was so fantastical in episode 2, and it was such a real letdown.
It was not real in real. It wasn't real at all in real life. So back in the road, and Agatha claws her way out. She really got it out the mud this episode. Yeah. Because she grabbed onto that vine and and claw her way out, because you already know Agatha is a survivor. So she gets out, and other people, Lilia and Jennifer. I'm about to say Jazz. That's a black nickname. And Jennifer didn't. We don't see them again. So you probably see next episode, hopefully. And Agatha's like, man, you talking about you wanted power? You got all the power you need. And Teen is like, yo. In the meantime, he also breaks the sigil in his hand. You know what I'm saying? Like breaking a domino seems to be pretty hard, even if it's wooden. So anyway, he breaks the sigil, and now because of the everything that occurred, and he actually fully realized his powers are fully realized, the sigil's broken anyway. So now Agatha's looking at him like, good seeing you again, kid. He's like, he's talking about, oh yeah. I had a figure you was. I know who I think it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's like just playing with him. And he's like, oh, so you got power. You don't need power. What is it that you want? He said, do you want mommy back? Do you want Robo Papa?
That had me weak. I said,
Robo Papa.
Not Robo Papa. I said, she's so disrespectful.
He said, oh, I know what you want. You want your bro.
She said, it was 2 of y'all. That's right. Y'all, you want Toby back. Name is Tommy.
Call that bastard Toby. Call him Toby. That was such a random name.
Your name Toby.
Okay, I'm not gonna go there. Yeah. So he's like, man, yeah, all right, whatever. I don't like he's like angsty teen now. I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't bad, you ain't nothing. So he tries to spark up, and nothing really happens. He said, oh, look at you. Just like your mama. All that power, can't even control it. And in this instance, he is a lot like his mother, because she power up when she rage out. Even from the beginning of Wanda's origin. You know what I'm saying?
Very compulsive.
Yeah, definitely very like you gotta piss me off so I can power up. And he's like, don't worry, you'll figure it out eventually. And then he's like, look, basically like, I hate you. You're not my real mom. Type vibes. And
I don't need you. Yeah. I can go. I'm gonna do the road by myself. She's like, boy, stop. You can't even. You got this power. You can't even work it. You stop. She's like, look here. You need me. Let's go ahead and finish this road together. Get whatever you want, and we'll work from this point forward. And
that's how the episode ends.
Yeah. One thing we didn't talk about was, we mentioned it, but we didn't really talk about, is how which of the coven played a part in this. So Lillian, of course, was the one 3 years ago who put the sigil on him. Cool. When he was telling his boyfriend, when he got in the car accident, and he died and came back as Billy, one of the police officers came to get him. That was Alice. Then we see Jennifer, because he when he was telling his boyfriend about, what's going on, and what I'm saying, with Westview and everything, and they were trying to pull up something on YouTube. He had the YouTube channel of Jennifer up, and her boyfriend was looking like, really? He's like, look at her skin, it's flawless. I'm trying to get tips. He trying to get that black don't crack magic going on right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course Mrs. Hart, when with the chase and everything, we see who she did not daggone, like, basically she did not Bruce Willis die hard him with the car or anything like that. So
Nah.
I love how they was able to put all the witches into play, and of course Agatha was the main witch into this. So yeah, but a very solid episode, real good. I'm saying, origin for Billy. Like I said, I think one of my biggest questions we got answered was like, yo, how are they going to say that Billy Maximoff got reincarnated when he really wasn't supposed to be of this world? But we see what happened. William Kaplan died. Billy's soul, when the hex went down, still wanted to be around and hopped up into this body. So now we need to figure out who Tommy's going to be and how that's going to work out.
Yeah, that is like, that's a good question, because Tommy can literally be anywhere. So like, are they gonna have Tommy hit, like, okay? The question that I feel needs to be answered, or really like kind of like fleshed out, not even fleshed out, just like, because we really don't know for certain, is the road wish fulfillment? Because they haven't really said it. They say, like, you get to in the road, you get what you want, but like, do you really get what you want?
Right.
Like, is it legit wish? Because Agatha, even though she went on the road before, never really said what happens when you get to the end of the road. She hasn't divulged information. She's telling them the road can give you what you want, but she never said, like, hey, when I was on the road the first time, I asked for, whatever, and this is what I got.
Are you going to have to give up something to get what you want on the road?
Boy.
Kind of almost like the soul stone. You have to give up. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's what happened with Agatha, when she wanted the dark hole. And all right, you want dark hole, we want that baby. And Nicholas Scratch had to be her sacrifice.
That could be. I didn't even think about it like that. That's even worse.
Because I think of it as in, like, sometimes you see those movies where you have like horror movies or a suspense movie where there's like, oh, they find like a thing and there's supposed to be a genie, but it's an evil genie, or else you granted wishes, but there's a caveat. You have to fully explain what you want your wish to be.
It's the proverbial monkey's paw.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, like that's a good. Like, I really feel like that's my lingering question. Is like, how is the road going to present itself when it comes to what they actually are going on the road for? Because you see, like, the road it changes its form for everybody's trial. So how is it going to present itself when we get to the end and it's like, more than one person? So is it gonna look the same for everybody? Is it gonna look different for both of them? Like I'm just curious to see like how the road, because the road is its own sentient being. It's like a sentient being and like its own like little pocket universe, all within itself. So just conceptually, that to me is very interesting. And also the fact that she keeps on telling him, she told him, like, look, yo, you broke the rules. Like, essentially, you shouldn't be alive. You should be dead anyway.
Right.
So
hey, accept it.
Like, I be breaking the rules all the time, baby. So it's, so again, trying to find that any iota of like, relational or like, common ground, so to speak, because Agatha knows she really ain't got nothing no more. Other than just being a parental figure, I guess.
Yeah.
And proxy.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this episode of, reviewing of Agatha All Along. Y'all know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, all the socials. Instagram, Threads, we love it. And of course, Facebook if you're nasty.
Yeah, man.
And everything.
Almost a 2K on YouTube.
Yeah.
But we love people subscribe. But I think people don't really realize is that if you subscribe but you don't really engage, then that's kind of ain't really, that's like,
it's not helping algorithm
for numbers. Like, we need y'all to watch the show. So definitely, if y'all watching, we appreciate y'all. If y'all just subscribe when they say, I don't know, man, just say, put us on the background.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna be mad if you listen.
Put us on if you clean the house or something.
You know what I'm saying? On a long drive. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Let us, let our dulcet tones soothe you. Not too much. We don't want you to, wreck and crash because we love y'all. But Monday, we'll be back. We will be reviewing Gundam Requiem for Vengeance. I've already watched the first 2 episodes, and it's classic Gundam stuff. So I'm happy. I'm happy with it. I'll be very honest. My only critique to me is getting accustomed to it being an Unreal Engine.
I got you.
But other than that, like, it's doing what it's supposed to do. Even in Unreal Engine 5. If it was Unreal Engine 6, it would have been like
That'd probably be crazy, right?
Bro, Unreal Engine 6 is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Like, did you see them do Unreal Engine 6 off of Cyberpunk 2077?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Crazy.
That car scene, yo, like, yo, what is y'all doing?
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, we'll be back Monday talking about that. It's only 6 episodes right now. We'll see if they drop some more. But yeah, I'm gonna say the first half of the season we're gonna review on Monday. And there was I didn't even see it yet. Doom Prophecy has this official trailer that dropped yesterday. I'll probably watch that as soon as I can get off of this. And then because that comes out in November, we will be reviewing that first certain. That's probably gonna go off around the same time. We'll come back the same time that Penguin ends. That's gonna be the 9:00 spot. Definitely, I already know that's gonna be the Prestige. That will be the Prestige show for HBO.
Cool. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll holler at you.
Till next time.